Well, I think if you guys haven't seen the last episode, the title already really tells you what's happening in today's episode. It tells you how the playoffs went for definite. I mean, you should have watched it by now. But if you're here today, we start fresh. And again, as welcome back people to episode number 1 of season number 2 of the DC United Wayne Rooney Road to Glory here on FIFA 22. Our final season, of course, with this club. As I am absolutely stunned that Phil Foden's got the Ballon d'Or in season number 1, whilst Messi, Ronaldo, and even Neymar are still going. That is shocking to me, but we're here today because of course we want to start this new season. And if you haven't seen the previous one, like I just said, a lot of spoilers going into today, tells you how we've done, but make sure most importantly if you have seen that one, you hit the like button, you commented if you wanted to, then you can do the same on this one. And of course you are completely free, doesn't cost anything at all to subscribe to the channel, as we're on the race to 7.1 or 8k in the future, I guess, as we've got pre-season tournament, but we're staying at home here in America. We've got Real Salt Lake, Red Bull New York and Nashville, as then we've got a bit of a break, of course, before the first game of the season in the Cup against New York. Don't tell me New York won the whole thing last year. If so, that is outstanding. I'm guessing this is like the Super Cup, because we did win the MLS Open. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe it's just the MLS Open first round. I don't know. Is it? Does it say it is? Yeah, it's round 2. Okay, so it isn't a Super Cup kind of thing. It's the MLS Open, but we start the season with it, which is rather weird. As we also start the season, before we get into any other news, with 2 new players. We've got, of course, Ravel Morrison signing on that free, and we've got Gyasi Zardes doing the same. The journeyman now is turning out to be here in the MLS. Don't mind it as long as he stays with us. We've got a big squad right now. Ravel Morrison. Difficult to actually get him on the bench, but I'm going to have to find a way. We've got some decent players. We actually have. We've got quite a few decent players now. Maybe a couple of backup defenders is the next shout. As we're going to go through everything. You can see the manager rating is down because of how we did in the playoffs. We've got almost 40 million to spend. Of course, we don't really spend all that, but we can. We've got no rules on it. As youth development, we'll start off with this. Within 2 seasons, have 1 player from the youth academy playing at least 50% of the games. We've got a couple that could do that. We've got to sign 2 players from South America. That's like Mexico and everything, I think. We've got, you can tell my geography is terrible. As MLS wants to reach the semi-final of them playoffs, reach the round of 16 in the US Open. Within 2 seasons, increase the club's worth, which, to be fair, I think we could do. How good this squad is at the moment, I still feel like we'll lose quite a few players, and that's okay to me because we've got a very, very big squad. And this year, I'm taking no little things for granted. I am going to be transfer listing players in this save, and one that I have done may not like it, but some may definitely like it if I can get my words out right. I am going to be transfer listing Gressel because, of course, he will or has left the club in real life. And also, I do want to go back on something a little bit. I know we can sign all these good players for, of course, DC, but I do want to try and build a squad now with quite a few American players in it, because we do need that spine here from the native country, Mexican or American or Costa Rican, whichever, as we're going to start the American striker up front in this game anyway. As we'll put Smith on that bench. So Zardes starts because we've still got Thingy injured. Where's his face gone? Danny Welbeck right down below. And this is the team for pre-season. Very strong still, of course, which I'm hoping can get us the victory here on the opening day of pre-season. Let's have a look. Can we get the points? We do. A 2-1 comeback. Menendez for them, Cornick and Taxi. As I cannot lie, the squad at the moment I am very happy with. I'm very happy with it, even though, of course, we fell up short. I think we've got a really good team. As Red Bull New York, we aren't going to change it much. I do want the same team playing throughout. So, yes, there's some tired faces, but we'll go again. A 1-1 draw, Robertha and Drew Yearwood. I do have a list of some players that I do think I want to get into the club. And a loan offer here. River Plate for Nigel Robertha, you know. It's not going to get the most game time with how the squad looks. Do we let him go out? I don't know. I've got a striker. Yes, I do have a striker on my list to buy, actually. So I will go ahead with that loan to buy. Nigel Robertha, a very good player, but I have more in mind, as we are going to go straight into this next one. Tired team again against Nashville. A 3-3 draw. And he scored again. Jordi Mukhtar, Zardes and Fundas. Sapong, Mukhtar again, and Robertha. But I do have a player in mind as we've reached those semi-finals. We've got a very tired team, of course, for these semis, and I'm going to have to definitely change it up. Definitely change that up. We can't keep rocking with that one. As Inter interested, Roberto Firmino, a bit of a tongue twister there, as we've got a transfer offer for Nyman. One player I really didn't want to get rid of. I don't think I do want to get rid of him. No, I don't. He's a very young player. I didn't realise his age, and I do think he's got potential. As Danny Welbeck, back in training. As I've got my short list here, and we're going to go straight into it. One player I think you guys want me to sign, who of course has gone to DC United in real life, Christian Benteke. Can we get him on a loan? No, his contract's too short. We'll go in for the permanent. The 31-year-old Belgium international, of course. Well, I don't know if he is anymore, but hopefully we can rekindle his form and get him into that Belgium squad. You never know. 5.5 agreed upon. So let's see what can happen with the contract. This will leave us with, what, Cornick, Taxi, Danny Welbeck, Robertha. If he goes out, I think it's a good thing because we won't have really room for him, will we? As he wants a release clause. Okay, that's fine by me. And he'll want a high wage to come over to America to play his football. 60,000. Accepted. Christian Benteke is through the doors, just like real life. And of course Zardes as well. We've got some good strikers now. Very good strikers. Sorry Zardes, you've just joined the club, but we've got big Benteke in town. You can't bench him. As San Jose Earthquakes up next, and you can see bit of rotation. We've got Morrison and Benteke starting straight away. We want him fit for this season, as it's a loss on penalties to San Jose. Okay, I don't really mind it. Pre-season isn't my first thing on my protocol list, as Vera and Cole got the goal. The most important thing to me at the moment is signings, as I do have some in mind, but we've got offers in here, and a perfect offer really. Stade de Reims. It's just above his, what do you call it as well? That's a good offer for Julian Gressel, who of course we will let go of. Straight after another offer, this one from the team who finished in the playoffs in the other conference, of course. Antonio Alfaro, the Mexican centre-back, never really got game time, so I'll accept that one as well. Known as a selling club, but there we go. Both of them players have left the club. As a transfer offer from Fenerbahce for Andy Nahar. He's on a weird wage as well, I've just realised that. Maybe I do accept this one, you know. Maybe I do. We could get a different player in that position. He's been decent though as Nahar. I don't know. Got a loan to buy from LAFC for Jack Bennett. I'm going to try and make that a short-term loan. And for Nahar, I think I will reject. We're almost approaching the end of this actual, what do you call it, this window. As we've got a loan to buy here for Daniel Anderson. I don't think a loan would hurt for him. We do have other centre-backs, as I would like to add to the defence still also. So we're going to go to the transfer hub, if we can actually get to it. Here we go. We've got these players on the list. I'm going to take one off as the first one I want to sign. From a bad Cincinnati side, but a good rating. And Brad Smith was okay, but could be better there. Ronald Matarita. He's got an in-game face as well, which I love. We go ahead and pay his release clause, as we've got him on an important. Okay, that's fine by me. I do think he'll be ahead of Brad Smith. Unfortunate for him, as he wants a 4-year contract. Okay, we'll give him it. We will give him it to come to DC United. Is he Costa Rican? I think he is. Small wage. Perfect signing. There's another one I'm thinking about signing. Timmy Chandler from Eintracht Frankfurt is getting old, so maybe he could make a return to the US of A right here with DC United. A decent player, of course. Lifted the Europa League not long ago in real life. As 3 million is, of course, agreed upon. I always thought it was going to be agreed upon. So this guy could play on the wing. Then he could drop into right back if Phil Jones gets really tired, and Nahar can play in the centre. So he does give us a lot of options. An in-game face as well. 73 rated, ain't bad. Of course it will go down, I'm pretty sure, as a 3-year contract. I think he'll see the rest of his days out here with us, to be fair, as his wage, if he will take it, 25, a little bit off, but it's reasonable. Chandler's in. That is 2 signings, which I think may round out as business, you know, because we've got a very, very comfortable squad. We've got More players than we really should do, to be fair. As Smith dropped to the bench, Maratia to come in, and Chandler will have to drop Danny Welbeck for now. He hasn't been here pre-season, so he's going to work his way back into the squad, as that is a very good team. For the MLS, I think that is very good, as Tremblay, a loan offer right here from Club Atletico Platinese. We'll try and get it on a normal loan, of course. These are just taking time to come back through, as we'll go into deadline day. Don't know if I want to make any more signings, to be honest with you. I think it is just down to if players want to leave the club, which I'm not sure I do want to force anyone in particular out. I would like to have maybe 3 rows of reserves instead of 4 though, but injuries got us a little bit last season. You never know. You never know what curveball we're going to get thrown as we're trying to get some players out on loan, definitely in the second half of this window, as rejected loan, that's great. Birnbaum is one player who isn't leaving, but Danny Drinkwater is a player falling down the pecking order. So I think he is a player that I will try and get rid of. Sorry, Danny, your career is on a bit of a spiral at the moment. You can definitely say that. And I don't mean to be rude by saying that, but it hasn't worked out for him here, as we've got 3 hours left. I do want to play this first MLS Open game today. It's very early in the morning when I'm recording this, but we're going to do it as Taxi's release clause has been met by Sporting Lisbon. Of course we don't have a normal window, as he says he doesn't see his future here. Take time over the decision, but I do think he will go if there's time to get him out of the club, which I think there will be. We're going to lose Taxi Funtas right at the end, or are we? Or are we? Has he left? Has he left? They broke down. Drinkwaters did as well. We didn't get the players out that we wanted to, but still, we've kept hold of Taxi. I'm relieved the transfer didn't get through. I'm achieved we can do great things. Glad you're staying then, mate. To be honest with you, I don't think he means that at all. I think he wishes that transfer went through, but we'll just listen to the Greek at the moment as we are approaching New York City, round 2 of the US Open Cup. We are the holders, and we want it to stay that way. And we have managed to get a loan actually going through, as you guys told me to do this in the last episode. I am going to do it. I don't know why I always forget to, but I will. As we're approaching, of course, the first game. Hopefully we're nearly there. We've gone a long time before I've seen it. As we finally got onto it, and Guderi wants to play. Who's in charge here? Wayne Rooney being reckless. We've got bigger games coming up, Gyasizades, as we're going to get this team set. And I think it is already really set in stone. We've got a lot of reserves. I mean, actually, no. What am I on about? It's not set in stone at all. It's a difficult one to pick, as I think Nyman unfortunately does get dropped. And I think we do start with this team, you know, very, very, very strong. As here we go. Hamid is in goal still. He has survived despite some of his howlers. He's been good. There's Nahar, Jones, Birnbaum, the captain, and Matarita at the back with Vera and Williamson. Very tired, both of them, but in the middle of the park together, with Timmy Chandler starting on the right-hand side of midfield, not even right back, with Fundas and Kornic still on that left, with Christian Benteke now up front. We've got Zardes on the bench, Welbeck, Morrison, Durkin, who is injury-prone, of course, but we've got a very strong bench now, very strong, as I can't wait to see how this season unfolds, as we're at home to New York, like we started last season. So let's see this team we first face. We've got Sean Johnson, Tinelholm, Martins, Chenot, Admundson, Parks, Morales, Pereira, Talisman, Go, Morales, and Heber. Don't really know what to expect from them, to be fair, as Harry Kornic into Matarita. He goes round the side, straight into Birnbaum. Jones forward onto Williamson, getting dragged about right there. And thank you, free kick, but it did fall to Timmy right there, as that's going to be his nickname from now on, Timmy, not Chandler, as Nahar on the ball straight away. He's a tall guy as well, that winger. Very tall. Harry Kornic on the ball straight away. Birnbaum through that middle, dominating position. We're in a good position, dominating possession, should I say. Cannot speak, as Nahar with it forward. He'll just drop it back into Williamson. Now into Taxi Funtas. Try and chip it across. Try to get the header on Kornic, but unfortunate. Christian Benteke's first touch in a DC shirt right there. Don't know how it went in real life, actually. Has he played a game for him yet? I don't know. As Taxi Fundas going from range, miles over, but taking it on We've got all the ball. And that's the way I'd love it if it stayed, as Maxi Morales tried to squeeze a pass through. I remember when he was the next Messi. I'm pretty sure it was him, of course. As Gabriel Pereira goes backwards. Tinnerbaum with not a great pass forwards. Cornick into Mateus Vera. Williamson. Now Benteke. We'll just spread this out wide into Maratia. Or Matarita. I'll never say that properly. I know I won't. As Cornick to dip one in. I think Christian Benteke is that striker we need in the middle for them balls, but that wasn't a great one. And Teles Mango. First games are always very, very close usually, as that was a good move from Captain Chinoy on Benteke. But still, we have been dominant. Of course, the other team's going to have possession of the ball. It's not a normal game if it's utter domination, unless you're Manchester City. As now Tinelholm gets the ball round us. It's back into the winger right here, just trying to get goal side. Switched around, Gabriel Pereira, edge of the box. Just spread out a little bit. Admundson through that gap. And Phil Jones to just pick up on it. Get that down the line, please, if you can. He can't. And now they've got it again. Morales just watching them very closely. Bad flick. You can see that as midfield isn't fully sharp, which they're not, of course, granted. But still, we should be better in this game, as Vera would have squeezed the ball through into Harry Cornick. Got to be handled. Nothing given. Matarita to try and whip a good ball in, but didn't. Heber, the striker, coming back to head it away. And now they'll try and attack maybe a little bit before half-time. Of course, there has to be a winner in this first game of the season. It is a cup one, as Vera tries to switch it. Unlucky. And there's a half-time whistle. Just a lot of play in the middle of the park. We need to get shooting. And Williamson on the ball. Into Nahar. Phil Jones. Into Birnbaum. It's out wide into Matarita, who's going to go down the line into Harry Cornick. Now back into Mateus Vera. Dropped off in that gap to Taxi. Williamson across to Nahar. Now into Taxi again. We'll go out wide this time into Timmy Chandler, who's going to try and spin on the dot but can't do. Ball in the middle now into Teles Mango. Birnbaum has to switch that one across into Chandler. Williamson straight onto Vera. Maybe we do him from a counter-attack, but Benteke isn't the fastest of players. So isn't Timmy. But has he got a good cross on him? That's decent, you know. It landed to Taxi. But of course, just ricocheted off one of their boys. Got to be better on second balls, as that's a terrible back heel. Mateus Vera to just dribble forward with this one. Into Taxi. Benteke. He's done well at just picking and passing as Christian today, as Chandler round that side. We've got Benteke to aim for. Nahar's cross easily blocked though by Admundson. Needs a bit of support, please, as we get a little bit here from Williamson. Williamson's just going to go back into Nahar. Glad I didn't sell him, to be fair. Do think he's a decent player in this squad. As Vera into Williamson. I was ready to crack one, but still, little foul in there. And 10 minutes of normal time as it stands. Still left in this game as Williamson gets that from the throw-in. Taxi Funtas. We really haven't made any changes. As here is Chandler on the ball. Spins around. He's going to try and put that into the path of Nahar, who does keep it in expertly so. And whips a brilliant ball over to Harry Cornick, who's put it over. That was brilliant from the right back. As maybe a weird change, but Taxi, after he said he wanted to leave, he changed his mind, but I'm not going to forget that. He's going to come off for Ravel Morrison to make his MLS debut. Or is it actually his debut? I don't know. Especially under Rooney, it definitely is. As Phil Jones has the ball at the back. Want a good season from him if he can just have better stamina. As Timmy Chandler down the line a bit here, and he's got a bit of a gap to run into. A last minute winner in this game would be brilliant. Whipping it in towards the back post, and that's a header! And that's a brilliant save from Ravel Morrison's shot. Durkin to come on now for Williamson. As last minutes of normal time, it's a brilliant ball in. Chinoy does manage to get it away, and it looks like it will be extra time in the cup. Just put this pressure on them. Tinelholm around in the middle to Maxi Morales, and almost got there, but it is extra time. Thiago with the ball at his feet right here. Phil Jones coming across to make a tackle as Acevedo just turns a little bit in there as well. Almost got to that ball. It's over the top. Heber into Thiago, into Vera, as Durkin's going to try and get this one away. It's going to be a tight affair, I'm pretty sure, at the end of this game. As Christian Benteke, like I said, fitness plays more than quality in this league, I would say, as Chandler tries to keep it. Durkin on it now. Maybe I need to set Benteke off as well, but then again, penalties. Strikers are better on the field for penalties. I'll leave him a bit as Rodriguez plays a 1-2. Brilliant tackle from Harry Cornick. for Vera to just sweep that up. We just need to take a chance as Benteke. That's a brilliant ball over the top to Harry Cornick once more. Cornick to try and cut inside. Christian Benteke here. Not the best shot. It's almost half time and Nahar. That's a tackle from Thiago on him. A good one as well. And he's staying down is the right back. Oh dear. We've tried to make a block right there, but they're still coming forward. Acevedo is getting closer to the box. Had to slide to keep it in. And Durkin thought I'd got there, but he hasn't. And Heber wasting the only chance they've really had as Mataria, I'm never going to say that right, hoofs the ball away. But I'm kind of concerned over that injury. I cannot lie. In the first game of the season, of course, now outside of the window. I think I know which change I'm going to make, though. I'm going to drop that back. And I'm going to get Zardes on. And I'm going to change it like this. Zardes can play on that wing. Not a slow player. And, of course, can get Chandler training at the right back spot now, which he should be comfortable playing as Chris Durkin to come forward a little bit with the ball here into Harry Cornick. Cornick across into Benteke, looked for that gap, couldn't find the ball through it though. There's a ball around the corner of Chandler right here, and New York on an attack. Phil Jones has to put it out. It keeps telling me to put Brad Smith on the wing. Maybe I do need to actually put a winger on my bench as Rodriguez tries to step around us. Harry Cornick reading that one though. He wants no chances at the end as he's going to get running. It's only him, of course. Defender trying to come across, but Harry Cornick is shredding him. He is on a mad one. Brilliant distance covered. Just don't lose the ball straight away, please, after he's done that, as that's a ball around the corner. Almost worked. But of course it didn't, as Tinnerholm through the middle onto Rodriguez. We've lost. We've lost the opening game of the season in the last minute. It's just been put across us box. We've switched off. We've expected penalties. And we have got knocked out of the trophy, which we are the holders of. Big shock to the system here in extra time. I really expected penalties. It's a sweaty. Why does Chandler drop off his man? I shouldn't have took Nahar off. I should have played him injured. We've lost in the cup. We've definitely lost in the cup, because when I take this kick off, there's the whistle. Out! We are out. Zardes blaming himself about not playing well as Nahar. Broken toe. Broken toe! Of course it is. As I am genuinely shocked by that, but the MLS actual competition is what we want to focus on this year, so it's what we have to focus on. No excuses. I can't believe we just got that injury though. Roberta, he can be the winger on the bench. Yeah, maybe, because I do think we need a midfielder in there, so Nyman can come back in. It's Zardes who's dropped, as we're just going to have to play it by ear with injuries and all that now. I know it's going to be a long season. I thought we had a good squad. We've already got one big injury, but that's part of it, and I cannot wait for episode 2, you know. We've got redeeming to do. Thank you guys for watching this episode right here. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe with that notification bell on as well, so you do not miss anything in the future. As I will see you all in a bit, and take care of yourselves. Take care in a bit. That's the way around I say it. Thanks for 7K, and peace.